Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Ryan. This is Jim.
Hey everybody, Jim Passantino with Ecom Benchmarks.
Ryan Riggin here with Answer Media, and we are going to dive into Bose.com today. So we've got a bunch of things to run through. We're going to try to stay within our 25-minute time slot here. So what we're going to do today is do an analysis, deep dive into Bose.com, into their website traffic patterns, their social media audience development, and what they're doing on site for conversions and conversion rate optimization. See what we can figure out, and then end it with some, what do we love, what would we do differently, and go from there. If you are interested in us doing this on your brand, go ahead and I'll put a link to answermedia.com/audit in the footnotes, and we'll dig into to what your brand is doing in terms of direct-to-consumer e-commerce marketing, and see if we can't make any recommendations that would help you out. If you end up doing that and you would like us to even go deeper, what we can do if we have access to Google Analytics is a lot more. So with this one, we're kind of flying blind with what we can see that's publicly available. And if you happen to be the CMO of Bose and you want us to do a deep dive, we would gladly do that.
Yeah, so since we have some limitations with data in this one, this might be, the approach that we're going to take is using tools that are publicly accessible to anybody. So this could be something that maybe if you're a business owner and you want to do a little bit of like recon work on one of your competitors that seems to be doing really well and want to understand what they're doing, what tools they're using, how much traffic they're getting, all that stuff. You can follow a similar approach to what we're doing now.
That's a great point. We'd be glad to do a competitive analysis if your brand is interested. So where do you want to start, Jimmy? You want to look at traffic?
Start with traffic.
All right, so I'm going to pull up the SimilarWeb. So SimilarWeb here is it's a tool that'll give you some analysis on a given domain. So you can go in there and type in anything. You need to have a premium account to look at some higher level stuff, but we're just going to do what's kind of publicly available here and see what we can find out. A couple things, we've looked at this a couple times. Jim, what jumps out here at you?
Well, it looks like the traffic is ramping up in November for the holiday season, like you would expect. They're getting, where are they, at about 6 million visits a month. And it looks like they've got maybe a 25 to 30% increase in traffic for the holiday season. So that's great. I'm sure they're running a ton of promotions. In fact, we know that they are because we're going to take a look at those in a little bit. So yep. Traffic ramping up nicely. Top
10,000 global site rank. That is crazy. Top 2,300 in the US. This is a really popular website. That may not seem like it's too exciting, but top 3,000 in the US is pretty rad. Looks like most of the traffic is US, but that's a little misleading because if you go down into referrals, you're going to see that like their top referrers are their own sites, right? So Bose.de for Germany, Bose.ca for Canada. So they've got, this sort of country, Bose.co.uk. They have a country code specific strategy. So they've got a subdomain for each country. Probably a lot going on there. The technical stack for this site is probably really, really intricate. I'd love to dig into that more. 61% of traffic comes from search. 19% of that is paid. It's kind of interesting. I thought that would be higher. We're going to dig into what traffic they're getting from paid search, but they get a lot of traffic from SEO. So whoever's doing organic SEO on the site's doing a killer job.
So roughly 50% of their traffic to the site is free traffic that they're not having to pay for because they've invested heavily in their SEO. So of these 6 million visits to their site every month, they're getting 3 million that are free. Based on the investments that they've made in optimizing their site.
Yeah, 100%. You can even, and we'll dig into this when we get into AHREFS. We'll find out like what keywords are ranking for, stuff like that. So social maybe seems like an opportunity for me. 1% of their traffic, 1.6 is from social. I would expect that to be more, especially from a consumer brand, but
yeah, I'm always kind of surprised at how low the social contribution to total site traffic is.
Yeah.
you would think maybe Bose, I'm sure they have a team, an agency behind this that's pumping out a ton of content, so you would expect it to be a little bit higher. 1.6 seems a little bit low.
This is one of those ones too where they probably, the value for them in social is less in the clicks and the website traffic, more in the brand development. I mean, there is a storytelling brand. We'll get into it when we start looking at some of their ad creatives, but you can see it's about the lifestyle, right? It's not about the headphones, it's about what you're doing while you're using the headphones. So that probably has something to do with this. Another thing that jumps out here is 31% of their social traffic is from YouTube. Most people sort of dismiss YouTube and don't think of it as a social channel, but it 100% is. I mean, this is a place where you can build a brand. And I bet if you looked at their YouTube channel, it's all about working out, sleep, all the things. So
yeah, I think you could probably say the same about Reddit, which is just below Facebook. Really, YouTube, Facebook, and Reddit almost share a similar contribution to total social traffic. Reddit is like one of the top 10 most popular websites in the world, and they do have an ad platform. If you're interested in running any ads there, it's a pretty basic platform, but a lot that you can do there. A ton of traffic and some very specific niches, subreddits that you can target. Yeah,
I mean, look at this. There's a couple communities here that are for Bose, our Bose, you Bose. This is their own user account. They have a community, 21,000 roughly members. And then there's this, this R headphones, which if I'm betting somebody from the Bose community management group probably engages in there regularly. So that's really good. I mean, that use of Reddit as a community building platform is pretty amazing. I'm curious. I'm gonna look at YouTube and just see kind of what their presence looks like there. I mean, they've got 173,000 subscribers, and the playlists are. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, everything's on brand. Look at this Team Bose and Bose and NFL. This is interesting. All these look the same. You can kind of tell that this is a campaign that was done specifically, probably one team focused on this. You can really tell the everything is on brand. Every single video thumbnail has its own little Bose branding, top left, consistency. Even in these here, like these all feel the same. There's our boy Patrick Mahomes. His mom yelled at me on social media for calling him Pat. So this is great.
And you'll see that consistent brand advertising across platforms too. Like it's all lifestyle. They do introduce a couple product image ads that will come across here. I think in Facebook is where we saw those.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's look at their Insta too. So in Insta, this is the rail line. So the Waldo rail line. This is a great private social club in Kansas City if you're into that sort of thing. What were we doing? Bose. So Instagram.com/Bose. Jimmy's point is most of this, actually lately, there's a lot more promo content in here, but if you go deep, you're going to see a lot of this lifestyle content, celebrities, influencers. This stuff all feels on brand though. I mean, this is lifestyle brand 101, man. They're telling the story of what you're doing with the headphones, working remotely, working out, traveling, working. Yeah, this is great. I love it. As far as, so they've got killer social presence, YouTube, Insta. Let's dig into their technical stack. What do we got going on there?
It looks like they've implemented Armchair/Adobe, the whole marketing suite from Adobe. So they have Adobe Test and Target, which is a great tool for, all of the Adobe tools are great. Test and Target is great for running different A/B tests to see which content or copy or layout is doing a better job of converting traffic. But it's also, the Adobe suite is also one of the most expensive. It's one of the best in class. Mostly large corporations like the size of Bose and so forth are the only ones that are using that type of platform. For the rest of the world, it's Google Analytics for the most part, and a couple other A/B testing tools layered on top of that. But
Optimizely.
Adobe is a super powerful marketing platform.
Yeah. What else do you see here in the tools that they're using that jumps out?
Let's see.
One thing I can see here is this New Relic, right? So this is a multinational corporation. Man, their tech team is probably hundreds, if not thousands of people, right? Jim comes from Sprint, right? So he managed m.sprint.com. He knows what it's like to build e-commerce platforms at scale. Their tech team is massive, and this site goes down for a millisecond and they lose lots of money, right?
Yep.
So New Relic, they've got a whole team of people probably monitoring site performance, API latency, like if they're using different third-party APIs in their e-commerce stack, there's probably latency issues every once in a while. It's pretty clear that this is another tool where if you're using New Relic, then you probably have a lot of traffic.
The other thing I noticed is you're scrolling through here, like you can scroll and scroll and scroll, and there's a ton of tools and add-ons, apps, plugins that they have on their platform, which I'm sure have piled up over time.
Yep.
When we go to look at their site, about the only knock that I had on their site, because it's an amazing website, is that the page load was just a little bit slow.
Yep.
A number of reasons for that, but one of them might be just all of the bloat from different applications that have been added over time and maybe forgotten about and could probably be removed.
Yeah, right. Typical again in a big company, right? You've got a bunch of different product managers working on their own different segments of the website. Technical debt is a whole other issue that we could go into as far as running an e-commerce brand. It's a trick because if you're growing, like if you're in that $500,000 to $2 million range, or even if you're just getting started, you don't want to go too crazy with tech, but you want to do it right too. Like there's a balance between setting up an infrastructure and speed, right?
Yep.
This is one that's probably, and this is a huge company, to get anything done on the Bose.com domain, it probably is quite an effort, I would imagine. For most e-commerce brands, using like a Shopify or some sort of hosted e-com platform, the barrier to executing on digital projects probably a little easier. It's something we pride ourselves on as a team, as we're very technical in terms of building and maintaining e-commerce stacks. So we understand the balance, between speed and technical debt, and making sure you're not, slinging code in places that you don't need to be. All right, so let's look at their traffic patterns a little bit deeper in terms of search. So I'm going to pull up a tool called AHREFS. What this is it's a tool that allows you to dig into sort of, search and traffic patterns, keywords, and we're going to look at a couple of reports and see what we can find. So this is the sort of total report. AHREFS is a killer tool. They have a free plan. We pay for it. It's awesome if you want to do competitive research and kind of figure out where your site ranks, what terms, and all that. So a couple of things jump out here. This is the top pages for Bose.com. Now what I did was I'm trying to look at what keywords that these pages are ranking for. And one note is that I have excluded their brand. So if you look at the top 100, it's all Bose, right? Bose.com, Bose headphones, Bose this or that. I want to see what they rank for not branded. So this is interesting. Noise canceling headphones, wireless headphones, home theater, SoundTouch app. I'm guessing that's probably their own app. I don't know for sure. Some really short tail stuff here. Speakers, earbuds. This is all, these are the top pages, but then you can kind of connect the dots and see what they're ranking for, what they're buying, right? So these are the terms, and these are sorted by volume. I'm going to sort them by traffic here, and we'll see what that looks like. So these are sorted by traffic in terms of what they're buying. So they are buying the keyword Quiet Comfort 35 wireless headphones. That is a branded term, right? It just doesn't contain the term, or the Bose brand. But then you get into this sort of sleep headphones, home speakers, earbuds for sleeping, jumping out here that sleep is a big trend. We've seen that a lot in e-commerce, and with apps like Calm, like people are into their sleep right now, and Bose is jumping on that. So let's. What do you say we dissect? We could talk about this site for hours. What do you say we dissect one funnel? So we're going to dig into this sleep trend. Okay, so I'm just going to go to Google and type in one of these keywords. We'll go with sleep headphones. So we're going to go to Google, type in sleep headphones, and check it out. So Bose is the #1 result. So this is their. I'm not going to click. Well, actually, maybe I will click on it. We'll pay you back if you're watching.
And these are shopping ads that are showing up across the top.
Correct.
And horizontal, and then search ads below that, and then organic search ads.
Yeah. So they got a couple different products in the shopping. We got this Quiet Comfort earbuds, and then these sleep buds. So we're going to click on these. That's what they want us to click on. 412 reviews. This is a killer listing. So click this link and.
The reviews on those shopping ads really make that ad stand out, that product stand out as well.
Huge difference. If you can find a way to implement reviews in a post-purchase process for your e-com product, you gotta have that. Just look at the difference. Which one are you clicking on? This one or this one? These aren't even, well, that doesn't look like headphones. It's a sleep mask, but apparently it is headphones. But anyway, point is reviews. They got 1,000+ reviews here. Sharper Image is actually even selling Bose headphones. So anyway, so we click that ad, we land here, we're deep linked into their site, products, wellness, noise making sleep buds. So we're way down in the weeds here. What do we see on this product page that we like? Do we look at on desktop or mobile?
Let's start with desktop here. It's fine.
Okay.
So, it's a shopping ad, so it's going to take you straight to the product page here.
Right.
They haven't built like a landing page and long drawn out funnel for this. I think this is the right thing to do. If somebody is looking through the shopping ads, they're a little bit further down the funnel.
Yep.
They are in decision making mode.
Yep, they're problem aware, solution aware.
Yeah. So a couple things on the page. If you scroll back up just a second. So one, I love the message across the top. This is the holiday season. We're getting close to Christmas. People want to know right away, if I order it now, am I going to get it in time for Christmas? And I make that very clear. If you order by this time and date, then we'll get it to you by the 24th. Yep. So that's really helpful and good there, and very effective on websites from what I've seen.
All the black and white, like really limited color.
Limited color. A lot of brands do this. If you go to apple.com website, everybody is trending towards the white background, very clean look and feel on the website. And Bose, part of why they do it too, I think it really makes the product images pop on the page too.
If you look at their Instagram, you can see like this is where the color comes in, Yeah. So I think that's a good point.
The other thing I noticed, two more things. One is buy now. So they don't have the add to cart button there. They're going straight for the kill with the buy now button. I'm guessing this is something that they've probably tested in the past. A buy now button on the product page versus an add to cart, and found out that the buy now had a higher conversion rate than the add to cart. And so that's why they have that there. When you click on it, like Ryan is showing you here, it does just take you to the cart.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay on here. What else do you see here?
Last thing on there is the Bose Pay. So Bose, and you'll see down there in the bottom right corner, powered by Klarna. So Klarna is an app which allows you to break up payments in installments. So instead of paying $250 for this one, you can do it in 4 to 5 installments of $50 to $60 there.
Yep. What do you think the threshold is for like a $250 product? I could see, but I wonder how low they would go. Like if it's a pair of $20 headphones, they probably wouldn't have that on there. That
is a great question. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to offer Klarna if you're selling a $30 product. I don't think for most people. So $250. These guys, I'm betting, know what they're doing. So certainly at that price point, Klarna makes sense.
Yep. I agree with you. Product images look great. Other than this one here, that's got some color in it. They're all super clean, white background images, great view of the product. I like that image. Like that shows you what it's going to feel like in your hands. And then it looks like they have an app too that connects to these headphones. And that is interesting. So this whole meditation, mindfulness, sleep space is getting massive. I don't know if this is their own app, but like, I think we saw that Sound Tooth or something app. I bet you they have their own app for sleep meditation type stuff. I'd be shocked if they didn't. So, all right, cool. So you land, when you click buy now, you land here. Let's finish it up with, what do you see here on the conversion page? The first thing that jumps out at me is there's a lot going on this page. Not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, the one button that you want me to click is this checkout button, and this green one kind of gets me. So my tendency would be to click this, but I'm not really sure what ID me is. So anyway, that would be maybe my feedback, but they probably have got that figured out.
Yeah, I noticed that as well too, that the one third-party button on the page is the one that jumps out and maybe doesn't comply with the brand, but I'm not sure if they have any control over the styling on that. And the other thing I noticed is they do have the upsell opportunity in there, which is great. The Bose gift box just below, over there on the left. Yeah, and recommended products below. Because the page is so busy, to me that's kind of easy to overlook. I've seen some really good case studies where the upsells and cross-sell opportunities come after you click on add to cart and before you land on the cart page. So it's like it's a pop-up. That's the only thing that you see.
Yeah, it's the only decision you have to make.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm trying to decide, should I ID myself? Should I do this? Should I look at these products? Do I need to add another one? Do I have a code? Like, there's 6 decisions I want to make here.
Yeah, also, I mean, we've made our decision. We haven't totally made our decision, but we added it to cart. We're starting to go down the purchase path. The recommended products on that page is interesting. Again, these guys know what they're doing, but that's something that I'm curious. Are people getting off track because now they see a different product that they potentially want to look at, and they click on it and they go research it, and next thing you know that you're out of time, and it could have a negative impact on conversion.
Look at the difference on how that looks on mobile, though. It looks a lot cleaner. You know, like on mobile, there's one option above the fold, right? Check out.
Yep.
I like that.
And also the upsells are below the fold. You don't even see them on mobile. So it's a missed opportunity, I think, there. Yeah,
I think so too. Be interested to see what their data looks like. One other thing that did jump out is that, you know, we talk a lot about this. If you're one of our clients or have been through one of our audits, we talk about this problem-aware, other solution-aware audience, or the problem-aware audience that's not solution-aware. So if I'm looking for whatever keyword I typed in here, what did we type in? Sleep headphones, or headphones for sleep, or something like that. When I land on this page, I'm guessing 60 to 70% of their traffic is mobile. So I'm likely going to be on a phone. But what you're going to see here is if I scroll this down, there is a lot of content on this page. There is content about people that have, you know, sleep issues. There is this whole section about their app and how it works. There's, you know, even more information about the app, how to download it. You know, some story content about how the product evolved, where it started, what they did to improve it. You know, a video where it looks like you can preview what a night's sleep looks like with these headphones. Some case studies, some data points. I mean, and look at this, and we're only halfway down the page, and I could scroll for, you know, 15 minutes on all this stuff. There is a ton of really good content on this, and what I think is interesting about this is the line between content and ads is slowly blurring. And like, if you look at this page, there is 6 or 7 pieces of video content telling the story of this one product. And I would bet you anything that storytelling content is integrated into their social feeds. So great work, whoever's doing their, you know, branded content and creative work. I mean, this is outstanding, and that's one product. I mean, they have, if you look back at their, you know, at their main page, one thing that jumps out is they have, if you look at, let's just look at the headphones page. I'm gonna get out of this silly little emulator. If you look at the headphones page, the subcategories here are, you know, noise canceling, wireless, sport, aviation, gaming, sleep. So we dissected one funnel. That same level of content and attention to detail has been replicated, you know, 8 or 9 times. So a lot of work goes into to converting. It's just not about, it's kind of sort of art and science. It's not about the green button versus the red button, only. It's all of this other storytelling content. So
yeah, I think with as e-commerce platforms have evolved, as ad platforms have evolved, it's become like anybody practically can set up an e-commerce site, can start selling products, can put anything out there. So now you've got this overwhelming amount of wireless earbud products that are out there, and the consumer needs to decide which ones do I trust and which ones do I not trust. And there's a lot of fraud out there, and we've probably all come across it. So brands that are doing it right are building tons of content into their product page, because that level of detail on the product page inspires confidence in the buyer, and helps get them through the funnel.
I mean, that's what it comes down to doing. Like, you're buying these headphones. I mean, these headphones are $249, and they probably cost $30 to make. I mean, that's the value of Bose, right? The storytelling aspect. You're becoming part of the brand. You're wearing the same headphones that Patrick Mahomes is. Like that's all part of building a brand, and these guys have done just an amazing job of it. So, kudos to the team at Bose. If you happen to be the CMO or involved in this project or site in any way, drop us a line. We'd love to kind of hear what we got right, what we got wrong. Maybe if there's any sort of behind the scenes that you can share with us. But otherwise, great work. What do you have to add? Anything else?
Great brand, great products, outstanding website experience, and so we've set the bar pretty high here in terms of starting with Bose as we go through the Armchair Ecomm. But awesome site, a lot to learn from this site.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you'd like us to dig into your brand or competitor, hit us up. We'll put the link in the show notes, answermedia.com/audit. And we'll go from there. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you in the next episode.